Today on Park Life, John makes his debut as the ice skating webmaster.
It's the first time I've rehearsed my costume, so it's not going very well.
Pen pals Jack and Michelle meet for the first time.
I'm not really sure, but I think she likes me.
And Motormouth Mel gives us all a lesson in how to work.
Well, so council said you must charge people to pay out their leave car park.
Rest.
Rolled up on there.
And play. It's half term and the visitors are streaming into the park. It looks like it's going to be a busy day. 13-year-old Jack is feeling nervous. He's waiting at the monorail station for the arrival of pen pal Michelle. It's their first ever meeting.
Been pen pals for about 5 months. And been writing to each other and phoning each other. Dear Michelle, really looking forward to meeting you tonight. How are you? I'm dead excited.
To Jack, I'm looking forward to meeting you. It will be a really good day.
I'll be wearing my white top with red stripes, and I know what you look like because I've seen it on the photo.
I'll be wearing some blue trousers with a slit inside.
I'll meet you at the monorail at 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry about Oblivion because I've done it loads of times, and so you'll be okay with me.
All that pent-up excitement has exploded. It's a truly emotional meeting.
You alright?
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a bit of an exaggeration. We'll just have to wait and see how they get on. 16-year-old Mel is originally from Middleton in Manchester and is now living in nearby Leek. She started working at the park this season as a host, a role that involves a lot of interaction with the public. Her free time is spent at college learning leisure and tourism or hanging out with her boyfriend Ben. But last night, they had a row.
Me and Ben fell out last night again.
Not again? Oh no.
So
That voice is gone now.
I got out of bed and stormed out, went downstairs like 2 in the morning. It's a right little banana head though. You can get lost, eh?
Where are you today?
Yeah, no. Oh my god, I do that manic thing!
It's morning briefing time when she finds out her duties for the day.
Right guys, we're all sorting your teams.
Back on the stage.
Back on the stage, please, do for the briefing.
I hope she's concentrating.
One of my legs is longer than yours, I'm sure it is.
Friday, try not to use magic against you.
One of my legs is longer. Sick.
That's what she's doing. She's a bit late.
Now! So what have you got to do today, Mel?
At the minute I have to wait for the coaches to come, get on, give a brief speech, let them know a bit of information about the park. But I usually know the guy that's on, I don't really know him. Oh yes I do! I love these guys on yellow jackets, they're so good. Morning!
Don't get with me in front of the coaches now.
Don't.
So you just sort of keep in between them there till they stop. And then you can get on your coach, do what you have to do.
Okie doke then. That's not very good, is it? Hello everybody! Welcome to Alton Towers. I'm your host, I'm Mel for the day. Well, hoping Mel for the day anyway. Right, today is virtual queue.
She's going to be Mel for the day. What is she talking about?
Just to let you know, we've got a brand new ice show just opened. It's called Webmaster. It's based on it's based on computers, and the computer gets a virus, and they have to kill the virus. These shows are at 1:30, 3:30, and
If they were
5:30.
confused
Also, it's
before,
Sunday this
who
afternoon,
knows what they're
hopefully.
thinking
So,
now?
yeah, that went well, didn't it?
But Mel's special talent is making people smile, and she's recently been learning juggling to keep everyone entertained. Why is it that everyone else can manage it? Even Jonathan Creek's got the magic touch.
Oh, fell over. Embarrassing.
What round are we going to go on first?
I think we're gonna go on Black Hole first, and we can go on Oblivion after.
Pen pals Jack and Michelle have both been to the park before, and Michelle is pretty fearless with the rides, but there's one hurdle she's yet to face. Oblivion.
It looks really scary, but it doesn't look as high as it looks on some of the pictures.
No, are you going to go on it?
I don't know yet. Maybe later.
Maybe.
Jack's going to have to use all his abundant charm and charisma to persuade her to take on the vertical drop.
I wanted to see the new ice show as well, because that's just been perfect. It started on the 2nd of June, but supposedly they've been having problems with it, about the ice is melting.
Jack's not wrong. They have been having some teething troubles at the ice show.
There's been a couple of times where we've had to cancel it because the ice hasn't been good enough. It's just been too wet. We've had problems with the ice plant, which meant that the top layers of the ice have been melting, and it's been like a swimming pool, basically.
Melting ice and technical problems are the last thing that John wants. It's a big performance for him today.
It's going to be an important day for me because I'm webmaster for the first time. My role is chorus during the week. The boy who plays the webmaster, Matt, he has a day off once a week, so I've been brought in to cover his day off.
I think he's very nervous, but it'll be fine. He'll be fine. I mean, he's a really good skater, and it's not as if he hasn't had any rehearsals. It's just he hasn't had very many of them, which is sort of putting everyone on edge a little bit. But it'll be fine. There's not going to be any problems at all. I doubt very much.
Probably the dodgiest bit will be the illusion, if they get me up onto the illusion on time. So we'll see what happens. I weigh more than Matt does, and usually I'm there to lift Matt up onto the illusion, and sometimes it's a struggle, but we usually get him up. But hopefully they'll be able to lift the extra weight. I should have starved myself really last night, but I was too hungry.
The running of the park requires a massive staff, and the entertainments team are just one small part of it. Another big department is games. Paid to play fun, which more often than not involves throwing or kicking balls. This morning, Steph is in charge of the basketball challenge.
I'm working in games, so I'm on the basketball game. £1 for 2 balls, just get 1 ball in, you get these lovely little snakes. If you get 2 in, you get one of the big ones up there. But not many people win the big ones. People won't play unless they see you get a ball in. And as you can see, I can't do it. £1 for 2 balls.
At the moment, Steph is excited about a job interview she's had.
I'm only working here part-time, so I've just finished at uni. I went for a job yesterday as a researcher on the Trisha show. So, no, it's not my full time. I couldn't do this all the time. I do enjoy it, but, just thinking that I'd be here all the time would be a bit mind-numbingly bored. So, £1 for 2 balls.
But for the time being, she'll have to be content with keeping her customers satisfied.
Don't have to do your
Just down the way from Steph is Ben and his Fool the Guesser challenge. He's not employed by the park, but gets a pitch for his game, an idea he brought from the States. Pay Ben £2 and he'll guess your age, weight or month of birth with a little bit of leeway either side. If he gets it wrong, you get to help yourself to something from his cabinet of prizes.
Well, I went to America and I worked with a travelling fair for a year, and then I bumped into these guys who did it on an amusement park, worked with them, did it for about 5 years on and off, but the English public haven't seen the game so much, so they're not as quick at it, and it's a lot of explaining.
Come on out now, next step. Can you guess either your age? So what you weigh is in £3. Which one?
Not weak.
Or the month your birthday's in. Don't have to do your weight, you just pick one, which you think I won't guess. Alright, we'll do your birthday then. How old are you? Prepare to be amazed. Alright, watch this now. I'm going to guess the month he was born. Alright, I wrote it down, see? That's when I think it is. Alright, when's your birthday, sir? December. How'd you know I wrote December? Must be a psycho.
Well, there's one lady, I wrote down her age, I wrote 30 and she was 27, right? And just as a joke, I said, how old are you? 40 what? And she just went whack.
Right now, business is a bit slow, but they're both hoping things will pick up later in the day. At the entrance, Mel is handing out leaflets explaining the times of the various shows on the park. But at the moment, she's unhappy with her uniform.
Being all truthful, the pants are horrible, don't even fit me. They're too big there and too loose there. The tops are just minging, face art. Should I leave entertainment to Alton Towers?
Her uniform is one of the reasons she's received a couple of warnings from the management.
I've had a verbal and a written. I got done for it. Well, it was my uniform's untidy. My attitude was wrong. I was late. I was not coming in on days, and it was just things like that. It was like a leaflet. Yeah. Things like that mounting up. Like so when it actually gave me first disciplinary, I had a verbal first. It was just like a massive long list he had, and he had a book and it was like a leaflet, guys. He had a book and everything.
Poor Mel. Now her colleagues have spotted her information sash and have decided to quiz her on ticket prices.
Well, for start off, you say information. I just don't know anything.
I do know information. Ask me a question, I better know an answer.
What's the current admission price for today?
What is the price?
Tell me now, you don't know, do you? So you don't know anything.
I know a bit, so I can take this later.
Come on, what is the current admission price?
I don't want to know. I do know. It's 20. Thank you.
Join the queues to the bottom left-hand side for me, please. Thank you. Bottom left-hand corner for the short excuse to buy your tickets.
£22.
Oh, no.
Oh well, Mel's got ambitions for when she leaves the park.
My dream since a child has been to be a flight attendant. I just love travel. I can't stay in one place. I love moving around, anything like that.
And on that note, she's off to lunch. Jack's a bit of an expert on the rides at the park and wants to take Michelle on Oblivion, a real white-knuckle experience. She's not so sure, so they're going round the rest of the attractions as a bit of a warm-up.
Michelle's sort of similar than she is on the phone. She's a bit shy, but I think she's great. Wicked. She's fun, she goes on all the rides. She says cool things when she's on the rides. Screams a lot though. I was nervous earlier on, but I'm okay now, because I've got to know her a bit more.
I was a bit nervous when I was going to meet him, but I knew what he looked like, so I was all right.
I think she thinks I'm a bit chatty. I'm more outgoing than her, and I'm not really sure, but I think she likes me.
Back at the ice show, and the tension is mounting.
Basically what's going on is John has never run this show before with full costume, with the lights, basically as the show should be run. He's never done it before. So what we're doing is running the show as it would be, but obviously we're not going to have an audience in, just so that he gets used to his own costume. Yeah, we've got less time to set up and get the ice sorted, and it means we don't get any lunch either. But hey, that's show business for you, unfortunately.
This is a whole new show and a completely different experience to last year's production, which involved a lot of skating around with fluffy costumes on.
It's a different show. The Peter Rabbit show that was here before, it was aimed at specifically young kids, and they enjoyed it. It was a good show, but obviously you were restricted doing stuff in character costumes and character heads and stuff.
We have one more final fun with that, please.
This show, on the other hand, is a more modern show. Obviously a lot of time's been spent on stuff like costumes, and a lot of thoughts went into it. It's different, but it's good different. It's quite enjoyable. It's nice to do a show that's never been run before, so you can sort of put your stamp on it, if you know what I mean.
Rehearsal's over, and John is far from happy.
It's the first time I've rehearsed my costume. I've never had any of this stuff on before, apart from the jacket, so it's thrown me a bit off balance. It's not going very well. The show itself, I know, no bother, but this isn't even my costume, so I've still yet got to get my costume. And I've not run the show with the lights or anything like that yet, so fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. If I do the show, I'll be doing it blind, so see what happens. Alright, mate.
It's Michelle's big moment. She's worked her way all round the park, and now she faces the big one. Just to get her in the mood for her vertical drop, the heavens have obligingly opened, and now she can be soaking wet as well as terrified.
She's been on all the other coasters, and now we like warm-up coasters for her. So she's revved up now to go on it.
It feels like you're just going to carry on dropping down, but it's really fast. I was really scared because I thought like it would be a bigger drop going on the ground.
I think that after this day, we'll probably become more friends and we might go around to each other's house quite a bit, and we'll probably meet up here more and go to other theme parks in the UK because we know each other a bit more now and we've met each other's parents and everything.
Meanwhile, Ben's on a bit of a roll, and he's getting lots of passing business.
When's your birthday, brother?
August.
August? You got me, May. All right, how old are you?
23.
23? Oh, you look great. You look like 20. Look at that. Yeah, you look good. Get whatever you want over there. It is. When is it?
February.
All right, don't let me down. 12 stone 4. Anyways, good Lord, look at that. Fat rascal. Go on. 13 stone 5. You win that. When's your birthday, Nadine?
March.
March. Well, March on in and get you one. June, I wrote. Go on.
Sadly, though, they're taking him to the cleaners.
I gotta get one right, haven't I? When's your birthday, baby?
May.
May, then you may get one because I wrote August. That means you win. But that's tough, you know, nobody looks like their birthday. That's difficult.
Come and help me.
Get a present. Make it small and cheap, please. On a losing streak. Thank you. All right. I can either guess your age, I've got to be within 2 years, or what you weigh within 3 pounds.
Now this chap's decided to set him a real challenge.
Your weight? Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. Ain't nothing easy, but this one's a particularly tough one. You like cheeseburgers?
Oh, yeah.
You do? All right, come over here, let's see it. You weigh, he's pretty solid. About, 23 stone and 5 pounds, all right?
Right.
Watch that scale, here he comes. And he weighs?
Off the scale.
Yeah, you got me.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some.
And don't ever come back.
Take it.
Want to do that?
The audience is filing into the big top. It's showtime, and John's turn to hit the ice in his debut as the webmaster.
When I'm out on the ice, it's not really nerves, it's more of a little bit of excitement, your adrenaline's pumping, you know. I wouldn't say it was nerves, I've never really been a nervous person. But this morning, certainly, I was a bit, I don't know, my head was everywhere, really. It's one of those things, anything can happen when you're on the ice. It takes you to lose an edge or something, that's it. The rest of the show could be a disaster.
There's one awkward landing, but John recovers well. While John demonstrates his fancy footwork, over at Cheadle Leisure Centre, there's not exactly an abundance of Brazilian flair. The Theme Park Social Club has organised a staff football tournament. It's a big event. Each department have put in their own team, and Mel has patched up her differences with boyfriend Ben and come along to support him in playing for her colleagues, the hosts.
I'm supporting Ben and his team, the Youth United! United, go! We're going to win as well, aren't we? We're going to get right to the finals. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. So Ben looks like he's going to be the weakest, to be honest. I know Ben plays for his school. He plays rugby for his union or something. And he does football and running, so I know he's quite sporty. Definitely quite sporty. active. Do you know, I really wanted to play. I was like, I'll do it, I'll go and put me in, please,
I did say,
please. Actually, no, there's a team that haven't got a player. I might go and, you know, try and join it.
Mel's wish soon comes true as she's asked to join a team from the restaurant staff who are one player down.
Oh, no way, I'm playing football, guys. Jesus. Ah. I'm playing for this one, Ben Sims. I'm playing for him and him. Who's let you down?
Bryn
Cowan has let him down, my ex-boyfriend, and I'm standing in for them. I'm going playing football.
Right, so let's get this straight. Mel is replacing her ex-boyfriend and playing for a rival department to her own. And guess who's up first? Yes, it's the hosts, featuring current boyfriend Ben. With Mel's help, the team are soon leaking goals and become a lost cause.
Don't look at me! They keep saying, go stay inside, you're in the wrong side. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I'm just being stood there.
So Mel's teammates decide to keep her out of the way, keeping goal.
Shut up, you
Are you alright? I think you did foul.
Look, it's shaking, that really is. You see what he did?
Main thing is, at least you didn't swear.
The ice show is nearing its finale and John is performing magnificently. It's been a great success and John skates on to take the applause.
Well, the show went really well. I was pleased with everything. I was really pleased that they got me up in the illusion. That was sort of, not for me, it's not a worrying part for me, but for everybody else, for the guys lifting me up there. It's, obviously it's been a little bit tense. It actually went surprisingly well. I didn't think it would go that well. The costume was fine, so all the little niggly bits that have been happening in the last couple of hours all paid off, luckily enough. It's more a relief than anything else, because you know then you're like, yeah, it's finished, I can relax now.
But there's no time to rest on his laurels. John and the rest of the team will have to perform the show day in, day out for the rest of a very long season. Next time on Park Life, hotel singer Charlie gets a visit from her boyfriend.
Of course I'm pleased to see her.
The children of King's School get off lessons for the day. And Wayne has a lighting problem to sort out.
Is it a socket issue or is it an actual lamp issue?
Today on Park Life, the kids of King's School visit the park.
I went all red because you can't breathe. She was like, oh my God.
We meet children's entertainer, Pirate Bill.
Everybody's saying, look, a Chuckle Brother there. I think the Chuckle Brothers would be insulted by it.
And hotel singer Charlie gets all slushy.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go around the gardens and do all that romantic goose stuff.
Right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Atkinson.
There's an added buzz in the playground of King's School this morning. Year 6 are assembling for a trip to Alton Towers, and the kids are already getting excited.
And see, like, looking over the edge of this big deep hole with smoke coming out. Yeah, and then you round, yes, and then you go down. When you stop, you go boom and you come out. Yeah, and then you come out.
70 kids are travelling to the park as a reward for a year of gruelling schoolwork.
Yeah, because we've been doing too many tests this year.
There are 2 coachloads travelling, and on arrival they'll all split up into small supervised groups.
I'm Catherine and I'm in Mrs. Brown's group. I'm Alison and I'm in Mrs. Brown's group. I'm Sarah and I'm in Mrs. Brown's group.
The kids can't wait to get going, but soon enough they're on the coach. Apparently the driver is not a music lover. Charlie works as a singer in the park's on-site hotel. Her boyfriend also works as a singer. Sadly for her, though, he's based over 200 miles away at Butlins in Bognor Regis. But today, she's getting a visit.
Today, I'm driving to the station in Stoke, all the way over to Stoke, to meet my boyfriend at the station, who's been travelling since about 6:30 this morning on a train, just to come and see me for one day. I'm really excited. We've been sort of texting each other lots every night, counting the days down.
Charlie is late and Tony is already waiting, but there are some things worth waiting for. It's an emotional reunion. Tony has had a 6-hour train journey to get here, but it's worth it.
Of course I'm pleased to see her. It was a tiring journey, but I'm glad I made it.
Does everyone know that the perimeter gate locks have changed? Not the locks, but the actual numbers, yeah? If you want to know,
Wayne Croak is deputy manager of the park's host team, the guys and girls who look after guests in venues like Adventureland, Front of House and the 3D cinema. Today, Wayne is in charge because his boss Richard is on holiday.
My agenda for today, amongst many other things, consists of organise a coffee machine for Adventureland. Very busy day today, extremely busy in fact. Generating ideas for entertainment. So I guess just hang on. We've got to update one of our data sheets. The data sheet is that we use to sign off the venue. Hiya. The new ice show is at the minute got a temporary signage arrangement. 3D needs a new file. Interesting. Now that was actual bodily harm.
Characters like Baby Bear, you know, they're always being asked to go to people's rooms and, you know, visit children and all that sort of stuff.
Richard and Michael are employed as character performers in the hotel show. Today, they're going through their contracts.
I mean, up until this job came up, I was doing my hairdressing because that's what my trade is as well. I was sort of plodding along with that, did panto, came back and went back to the salon. And as I say, and this came along and I thought, do I want to move away again? Do I want to do this? And I just thought, oh, we'll go with it.
Since the first audition, I was called back, not for the part that I auditioned for, which was very flattering, but for Lionel Diamond. He's a flamboyant little show-off. And I'm hoping that it'll be a lot of fun to play. I went for the fitting, and I'm in white PVC tight trousers. We have a gold lame jacket, which I'm absolutely stunned with, and a pink jacket to sort of match, but not quite the platform shoes. I said, well, do you want me to wear a wig? And they said, oh, no, your hair's fine. I thought, oh, swines.
Meanwhile, the 90-minute journey from King's School is well underway. There's plenty of singing and lots of anticipation for the day ahead.
Well, first we're going on the black hole, then we're going on the Ferris wheel. Yeah, we've only got Nemesis and Oblivion. The best one, Barneyland!
Last time I went, I was 1 centimetre too small for all of those, so I haven't been on them before. Yeah,
There's also some one-upmanship going on about who's got the most famous relative.
My cousins were here.
Second cousins,
Yeah, second cousin.
Yeah, I'm Britney Spears, my cousin.
My cousin's Robbie Williams.
My cousin is McLaren, yeah. McLaren, that's the one. Beckham's my uncle.
They're all raring to go, but first, a word of warning.
If anyone comes back soaking wet, right, you'll be phoning your parents up to come and pick you up because you won't be allowed on the seats. And there's no chips, no burgers and no ice cream definitely allowed back on the coach. And if there's any rubbish on the coach, when we get back to school, I'll brush it out on the car park and then you can let to pick all next week.
Okay, so there are the rules.
Come on, Mr. Driver, where's your sense of fun?
Right, at the minute we're off to check the venue for health and safety. It's not a big in detail thing because we do get checked on a regular basis anyway, but it's more on a presentation side of things. Do we have all our lamps working? Do we have all the staff in the right places? Is the venue ready to open really? Is it clean enough, you know?
Wayne's first problem are some lights going out at the bouncy castles.
We've got like a star cloth that runs across the whole of the ceiling. Is it a socket issue or is it an actual lamp issue?
Wayne's socket issues and lamp issues will soon be resolved, but before long, he has a tree issue to deal with. It appears there has been some tree cutting at the rear of one of the theatres, and some of the shows have been interrupted by the sound of branches hitting the theatre roof.
I don't know whether it's been mentioned to you, but you're cutting at the back of the Barney's Theatre here, and we've got shows going on at 11:30, 2 and 4. Is there any chance we can not cut? Well, not in any chance. We're going to have to stop cutting during that period for the sake of the show because we can hear it. Not 11, no. The house opens half an hour before the show. Right. So we need the cutting to stop at, let's say the show is at 11:30, 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock. Alpha 112, Alpha 17, over. They should have cut the tree down before the first show, but there might be a mess at the back of the theatre, but it shouldn't be in an evacuation path, over. Right, all sorted, eh? All sorted.
Around 232,000 schoolchildren visit Alton Towers every year. That's about 4,750 coach loads. And today's visitors from King's School are already hitting fever pitch.
Sorry about that. You shouldn't have been filming. I didn't quite realise you were there.
What the girls don't want is a bunch of boys cramping their style.
The boys are in Steve's group, but they're just following us. They're just going to follow us to be annoying.
And why are they going to follow you?
Because they're obsessed with these two. They're obsessed with those two. We're not obsessed with them, they're obsessed with us. Yeah. She just can't stop hugging me. She's annoying.
Catherine, Alison, Sarah and Holly just can't decide which way to go.
How do we get there? You got it.
Well, if in doubt, just run.
Once you get going, it's just like amazing. Best ride I've ever been on. And I went all red because I can't breathe. It was like, oh my god. Nemesis was scary. They were both amazing, really. Yeah, it was really good. Let's go to Blade next and see how Blade.
Over at the park's on-site hotel, a salty old sea dog is preparing for action.
Gold tooth, bandana, ruff. Ahoy there, me hearties. Coat. It is your old mate, Pirate Bill. Sword and belt. Children, come here and have a look what we got. And now, I'm ready to go. In that hand, yes, there is a black disc. There is. And in that hand, there's a white disc. Right. Okay. With you so far. Now, I'm just going to close them up. Yeah. Can you remember which one the black one was in? Yeah, that one. Yeah, well, it's changed. Now that's the white and that's the black. Isn't that fantastic? I'm Pirate Bill, the children's entertainer. And it's my job to entertain all the children, keep them all happy when they've had a busy day on the park, and take the pressure off the mums and dads. I tell you, that's not much of a trick at all, really, is it, lads? No. This would be even better. If you could turn that one into a green one, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? That would be great. And then if you could get this one, Parsley, and turn that one into a red one, that'd be brilliant. And do you know what? I have been a children's entertainer for 34 years, and I've been a pirate for the last 4. Everybody say I look like a Chuckle Brother there. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think the Chuckle Brothers would be insulted by it. Parsley, your hat is battered.
Yes, it is. Because I dropped it in the chip shop.
Oh, and that's why it got battered. So I have made him a new hat. Ooh, a new hat. It was 1968 and I was working at Butlins as a redcoat. And the guy that we had, who was a children's entertainer, was a bit like Mr. Partridge off the Heidi High. He absolutely hated kids, and he was punching them and hitting them. So he got the sack halfway through the season. So they said to me, well, you know, would you take over? And I said, oh, no. Well, just be for a weekend, you know. And that was August 1968. And 34 years on, I'm still doing it. It was a long weekend, that one, wasn't it? I had a blue hat once.
What happened to your blue hat?
It blew off. Pirate Bill blew off. No, I didn't. So long.
I really, and I'm not just saying this for the camera, enjoy every single day of my job. I'm so lucky to have a job that I enjoy doing.
Can you remember me?
Yeah.
What's my name then? They always let you down, don't they? Who ever said work with children and animals?
One of the perks of working in a theme park is that you're allocated a number of free tickets. So hotel singer Charlie is using hers to treat long-distance boyfriend Tony to a lovey-dovey day on the park.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go around the gardens and do all that romantic goose stuff. No, it'd just be nice to spend some time with them, you know, start talking again when it's not on text. Face-to-face talking.
The two lovebirds have got a lot of catching up to do, so they're avoiding the white-knuckle rides and opting for a stroll in the famous gardens.
Well, now that she's so far away, obviously we don't see as much of each other as well as I'd like anyway. But, so it does make it that little bit harder when you are apart, but then it also makes it that much better when you're together. I would say I miss her being there. It's just bizarre.
Charlie met Tony when she was a redcoat at the same camp in Bognor.
I can never go back now.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people leave and go back.
I can go back as a redcoat anyway. Maybe now after I've got some experience, I might do some of the shows or something like that, maybe.
Even though I've only been here today for a few hours, it's been really, really good. It's been nice.
At the other side of the park, Richard and Michael are preparing to present an untried section of their act to a theatre full of their fellow staff.
At the moment, we're sort of...
We're panicking.
We're not panicking, we're okay. All we're doing is the game show. We're giving away some vouchers, just to give them an incentive to keep on listening.
Yeah.
So,
stop them losing the will to live.
We are punctuation today. I'm a comma, he's a full stop. My makeup directions are that I have to be completely orange at all times, so I'm going to look a bit like Judith Chalmers, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Miss Tanya Hyde!
Good morning, everybody. Lovely. I've now got to introduce you to my new entertainment host. You've all seen The Lion King, or prepare to meet the Lame Queen. Would you please welcome Mr. Lionel Diamond?
We'll start with a bang. Come on, let's get up there. Right, folks. Now then, have you all got your tickets handy? Because, ladies and gentlemen, come on, love, come on. It's time for our game show extravaganza!
Audience reaction was great. Couldn't believe it. I mean, at the first show, Tanya got a round of applause just for what she was wearing. So it was really good to gauge the level of the humour.
Oh, we have a magic moment!
Are you keeping well? Are we busy then?
Meanwhile, over at the Adventure Playground, Deputy Manager Wayne is reminiscing about his early days as a host.
We had an event on Park, actually, and it was all these customers, and they had to dress up as a clown. I was put in, like, the stocks, and I was locked in there for about an hour, and people threw jellies at me, right? And
Somebody who would probably enjoy throwing stuff at Wayne in the stocks is Mel. The two of them have an interesting relationship.
It's all right to an extent, I suppose, in small doses. I don't know, I feel like he picks on me sometimes, but other people don't think he picks on them, so I don't know.
Who's doing coaches? Mel.
I should have been doing coaches, I was doing the javelin.
Before here, Mel went to a course at college called Confrontational Skills. It was all about the art of arguing, the art of lack of discipline and everything else. But on the whole, she's very good. Sorry, Mel.
Melissa Stanyard, very good member of staff. She's very off the wall, which is the reason why we employed her. She would agree with me when I say she's quite dizzy, but again,
being all polite about it. She's a lovely member of staff.
You might get the wrong idea that I hate him, which I don't. I just don't have to see eye to eye with him all the time, so then we don't communicate very well sometimes, and we don't get on too well.
Melissa's got many qualities, qualities that I believe in some employment probably would go unseen, you know. One's some kinds of qualities like interaction.
I think Wayne talks like a dictionary, like a thesaurus. I reckon he swallows them at night. Because he just, the way he speaks, it's so like, words, his words are like, they're like fluent, and then long words. Should cut them short and make them simpler. Not just for me, obviously, not everyone.
The girls have tried virtually every ride in the park, and even a spot of rain can't dampen their spirits. Now it's time for Oblivion, a ride that's been obsessing them.
I had a horrible dream last night where I actually fell off Oblivion and died. And that's what's going to happen. And my friend turned into a pig as well. Oblivion will make our day. We don't mind what else we go on after as long as we go Oblivion.
They've queued and they're finally in a position to ride. But just as they're set to go, there's a problem. The ride stops and there's a flurry of activity. It's a moment of tension. Is there a problem with the ride? No, it's a problem with a rider. Apparently, somebody wanted to attempt the vertical drop with a handbag on their knee. That's clever.
We should have gone round about 10 times. Yeah.
There's only time left for a couple more rides.
We've got about 5 more minutes, so this was the best one we could go on. Don't want to go home. Too good.
It's been an exciting day for all the school kids, but now the only thing they've got to look forward to is the coach ride home.
We've got to go to our bus now. Yeah, sad life with you. Bye, Neil.
Back at the hotel, and a crowd is gathering for Pirate Bill's evening performance. It's been a long, hot day for the kids out on the park, and Pirate Bill is worried that he might have to face a small and jaded audience.
I don't think there's any professional entertainer wouldn't say they get a little bit nervous. And the day that I'm not nervous, I think that's the day I'll pack in. I'm going to pack this in a lot, aren't I, tonight? Hi, kids, how are you doing?
Hiya.
Pirate Bill's my name. I'm just on my way to my show. So are you going to come and watch my magic show?
Yes.
Fantastic, OK. So we'll see you later.
My name is Pirate Bill. Fuzzy little julep, baby bear. You don't have to do that every time I say bottoms. It really will disappear before your very eyes. Abracadabra!
When I started, I really thought, oh yeah, I'm going to be the next Jimmy Tarbuck, and because I was a redcoat, I'm going to be the next Ken Dodd, and had all these grand ideas, and it never happened.
Children, I'm nothing!
And I've got no qualms with that at all, because I've had a lovely living doing what I'm doing, you know, still working, and hopefully for a lot longer. Well, I think the kids were very good tonight because it's very, very hot there tonight. In that room, it must have been about 100 degrees, which is very, very warm for bears and pirates, and also very, very hot for children who've been walking around a theme park all day. So I think, taking all into consideration, they were a lovely, lovely, lovely audience, and the show didn't go down too bad either.
While Pirate Bill winds up his performance, Charlie is starting her own and is back entertaining the hotel guests. She said goodbye to her boyfriend Tony, and it could be some time before they see each other again.
probably going to be a long time before I see Tony again, you know, because of our schedules and stuff, so I didn't want to let him go. But it was a really nice day, you know, so we enjoyed it. I'm just going to miss him a lot, I think.
Every day, every night, in the shadows we lie, but a mirror will your heart is my heart.
We're going to hopefully make time to see each other again within the next sort of couple of weeks. Maybe we'll meet halfway. Maybe. We'll try.
Next time on Park Life, Christian and Rasmus visit from Denmark. And there's some extreme action when a half-pipe arrives at the park. Today on Park Life, Richard tries out for the skateboard show.
Yeah, I'd really like to get on the team, because it's what I love doing anyway, skating.
Christian and Rasmus visit from Denmark.
It tastes a bit of like coal or something like that.
And Teresa applies for a promotion.
Got my letter.
A half-pipe has suddenly appeared on Park. It can only mean one thing. Team Extreme have arrived.
Yeah, Team Extreme's been around for the last 12 years. It's a number of riders from 3 or 4 different sports. We have some of the best riders in the UK and in Europe available to the team. This is our second year we've been invited back to Alton Towers, and we're just doing 6 weeks worth of shows, 7 days a week. I think it's 41 days this year we're doing. So what we'll do is, obviously, as the crowd come in, they rush to the rides, we give them something to watch, a bit of entertainment before they actually get there. One of the top inline skaters in Europe at the moment, Doug Peel-Yates, he's improved immensely since he's been on the show team, was former British champion. He's got no doubt that he's going to win it again this year in the next couple of weeks. Mark Whitfield, the BMXer here, is almost certainly one of the top BMXers up and coming. Former nickname was Scary Boy, but now he's developed so well that he's just been out to America. And then we've got Gadget, who's a snakeboarder, and I say that with a laugh because snakeboarding is quite an unusual sport. It never picked up like the other sports, but Gadget was one of the few people worldwide that actually developed the sport, so you could actually say he's an innovator in the sport. And then last but not least is Dennis. And Dennis is known as the madman in BMX, and anyone will name any trick and Dennis will just get off and do it. Yeah, I was the original when the craze come, the mad craze in the 70s. I'm 39 right now. This is sort of my retirement year to be doing this.
The team are on the lookout for some young blood, and adverts have been placed in magazines asking for hopefuls to get in touch and try out. But so far, no one suitable has turned up. Stansted, and the airport is busy with the constant arrivals and departures of international and domestic flights. Alton Towers is one of the UK's most popular tourist destinations and has its fair share of overseas visitors. Travelling from Denmark today are 15-year-olds Rasmus and Christian, along with Christian's father, Torkin.
We come from Denmark and we are going here to Alton Towers to ride the roller coasters and have a good time. And we are looking very much forward to it. We don't have any big theme parks like Alton Towers. Well, there's Legoland and it's kind of a little theme park.
Christian's dad is acting as chauffeur, and they're collecting a hire car for the 2.5-hour journey to their holiday accommodation.
we'll be staying for 5 nights, and we'll be staying in a camping site near Alton Towers. We had 2 tents, one for my dad and one for the 2 of us.
Teresa started working at the park as a host about a month ago. She's really enjoying the job, but would like more responsibility.
I feel like I've got a bit more to offer as a senior, and I've had the experience before working with teams, so I'd like to put that to use with this lot.
A position has come up for the role of senior host. It's a promotion, and Teresa has applied. Now she's got an interview with Wayne.
I'm going in for a senior interview today, so I'm a little bit nervous at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's a new role for me.
Hello, you alright?
Hi, yeah, very well, thanks.
Good to see you. Sorry
And
to
you?
keep you waiting. Take a seat. The kind of people that we're looking for, the kind of person that we're looking for, has got to be somebody extremely good at communication. The kind of person with the ability to lead is probably the most important.
Obviously, it's a leadership role, but other than being a leader, you have to be a friend to the team as well.
Working in
It's been a good interview, and Wayne is impressed.
I believe that we will seriously consider Teresa for the position of senior host.
Meanwhile, Christian and Rasmus are en route to the park. Their home country of Denmark is tiny, so they weren't expecting such a long journey.
It was quite a long drive because in Denmark, everything is in a range of 100 miles or so it was a bit longer than expected.
But eventually they arrive at their campsite and challenge Christian's dad Torkin to a tent erecting competition.
They're used to the rain because in Denmark it rains a lot, so it's not so different from what we expected.
All finished in there, really?
Yes, completely.
And I have remembered my pillow.
This tent is much smaller, so it's a lot easier for him. It's not fear.
No, I'm finished yet.
16-year-old Mel works at the park as a host. Today she's got a day off and she's on the move.
God, today I'm moving house. I'm going to Cheadle from Leek. As you can see, packing, my stuff is everywhere. I'm moving because, first of all, I live on my own. I don't like living on my own. I don't know really, I just fancy move. Oh, no, more clothes. My ex-boyfriend as well lives around here, making a fresh start, so I think it's about time I moved away from him as well. Just off into the horizon kind of thing. I dyed that pink in the wash. It's my ex-boyfriend's actually, but I think I'll keep it.
Mel's current boyfriend Ben isn't helping today. They've had a bit of a ruck.
It's a long story. Basically, he thought we broke up, which we hadn't, and he got off with this girl, which I wasn't too impressed with. But, it's men fall into...
Last ride closes at 6 o'clock tonight. Hiya.
Teresa still hasn't heard whether she's been promoted, but things are looking promising. Today she's been asked to take on the role she's applied for by way of training.
Today I am being senior for the first time, which is should be okay actually. I just have to keep the troops in line, but they're fab troops. They're a laugh and we get on like a scream. So T is the senior today, trying to Diablo.
Things are going well and she's popular with the staff.
She's really nice. She's like new. She's only just kind of started and she's applying for the senior position. I think she will get it because she's a top girl. She's like really friendly and everyone seems to get on with her really well.
I haven't found out yet if I've got senior. I think it went okay. I've just got to wait and see.
Richard is 15 years old. He's travelled up from Taunton in Somerset to try out with Team Extreme. If he succeeds, a glittering career could be ahead of him.
if you are one of the best, one that up and coming, you get a good name, you can get a shoe named after you, you can have a computer game named after you, there's a chance that you can make a hell of a lot of money. But most of the time, you can make a decent living travelling around. You get to see the world.
Yeah, I'd really like to get on the team because it's what I love doing anyway, skating. And then, you know, you get to travel around all over the place, doing shows and meet new people.
Team manager and skateboarder Neil Dans has taken Richard to a nearby skate park to check out his credentials.
Hey, what's that thing you do off your hand? What's that called?
Eggplant McTwist.
Eggplant McTwist. So I'm watching here, and you got local lads who are from the skate park, and they obviously ride this all the time. And we brought little Rich in today, and straight away a lot of the local kids are stepping back because they can see his standard.
I don't mind skating in front of people. I prefer it when they skate with me because, you know, you get a good session going. When Neil was watching me, I was a little bit nervous because the ramp wasn't that good, so I couldn't get very high on it, and my tricks, some of them were a little bit sketchy, so I just tried to do what I could, and I think he realised the ramp wasn't the best.
Just take your time, get used to it. You look really confident on it, for what I feel anyway. I think I don't feel as confident as you look. Just take your time and...
Don't like it.
No, not at all. But you know the ramp that we've seen today at Alton Towers, which if you make the audition, you'll actually use a decent ramp, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that'll be better for yourself. You know, he's so young that he's finding it hard to get the power, but you can already see he's already getting it on a big ramp like this. Now we can do stuff like that on our ramp, right? We got no problem. Straight away I can see a standard, right? So Rich, just watch you there, mate, and I think you're really, really good. Your standard's good enough for the team, definitely. So what I'd like to do, right, is I'd like to try and get you to stay on this weekend at Alton Towers and watch it over the weekend as well. Bring you in for other weekends during the summer season as well. So we give you this season's wear.
Yeah, when Neil told me I was on the team, I was really happy because it means I can just do what I love. And hopefully I can make a career out of it.
I'd like to congratulate you. And well done today, mate. Well done. I think you was fantastic.
Back at the campsite, and our Danish tourists are getting up, ready to enjoy a slap-up breakfast. At least they ate well last night, though, when they ventured out of their tents and took in the local delights.
We went down into the city, Chile, and had some kebab and fried potatoes.
Yum, yum. So now they're off to the park, and Christian's dragged his dad along, although he hasn't decided if he'll go on the rides.
I'm not sure. I would like to see the rides before I take a decision. That's Nemesis. That's okay.
That's Lip Hill. And this is Nemesis. This is Nemesis.
Oh, no way we're doing this on the buses.
Meanwhile, Mel is on the move.
Fast as we can. Run. Cheap bin bag, isn't it? It's falling apart in my hands. I've got clothes, I've got hangers, I've got racks, things. I've got everything. I've got makeup, I've got shoes, I've got rollerblades. I can rollerblade, couldn't I, actually? I've got teddies, you name it. I've got everything to move near today. I'm just tired. I could just go in and sleep, to be honest. My stomach is shattered.
The boys are finally at the park, and with a reluctant dad in tow, they're determined to have a good time.
It was very fun, I think, but I'm not sure I will do it again.
The boys are very persuasive, but there are some things that talking just won't do.
That's not for me.
very, very bad football. But I think...
After losing the 10 competition, Christian and Rasmus have a point to prove. Over at the ice show, and Teresa has had a letter.
Got me letter. So I'll just have to wait and see. I'll probably open the letter after the show. When I've got a spare moment to myself, I'll do it on the quiet. So if I don't get it, I can cry in a corner.
The show is over and there's no more delaying. Teresa prepares herself for the result.
Moment of truth. No, I didn't get it. Not this time. No. Never mind. I'm going to continue working here, obviously, and they still want me to do senior positions every now and then when people are sick. Then I'll learn as well, I suppose, as I'm going along. And, you know, maybe in the future I'll get the position later on, but I've only been here a month, so it was a bit of a long shot. But I'm not disappointed. I'm happy for the next person that gets it. And I'll just carry on here, as I have done, and have a laugh with my friends.
Mel's been back and forth on the bus all day. Now she's finally set to move into her new flat.
So it's not they're moving out again. This is like the last place I know they're going to move to. I can't wait to move in now. I'm getting really excited. I'm excited now. This is my bed, obviously. So cool, sir. But mates live over there. Got the takeaway out there. So change this lamp. Making a lamp. So it's quite nice. I'm happy now. I'm happy I moved in. Got quite a few regrets about leaving. I'm going to miss my friends. Perry was seen before when best mates come up to me. And I was like, she didn't ask me where I was going with my bags. I'm glad she didn't, because she didn't know I've moved yet. So I'm going to tell her tomorrow. So I'm going to have quite a lot of regrets. I think I probably want to go back. But I reckon I have to stay here. I have to settle in here. I think once I've settled in a bit more, got myself sorted out, I think then I'll feel even more at home in what I do now.
Rasmus, Christian and Torkin have had a busy day. Now it's time to relax with a Barbie and a glass of wine. They've travelled a long way to Alton Towers, but they already have a theme park on their doorstep back home.
We actually have a very little theme park near Næstved called Bonbon Land. Very small compared to Alton Towers, and it's made out in a field. It's flat, and they have just planted some rides in the field. Everything has this candy theme, and it's for small children. Is there anything that's not burned? Very nice. It tastes a bit of like coal or something like that.
Rasmus is not impressed with the sausages.
In Denmark, we put this kind of skin on them, so they cook before we buy them. It's not very nice. It looks like some kind of pig or something. And every time I barbecue, my father is doing all the work, so I don't know how to.
You can see I have big experience in barbecuing.
He's a barbecuing expert.
Also stopping at the campsite is one of the Alton Towers caricaturists, and he's agreed to do a picture of the boys. What better way to take your mind off the food? First up, it's Christian.
There you go. That's you.
Very beautiful.
Was Erasmus popular with the ladies back then?
No, not at all.
Yeah, well, I think, just getting away and having a holiday and all this stuff has been great. And I think it's been a great trip.
Yes, and I like the roller coasters for the most. It's very exciting getting here, and it's the best, I think.
På gensyn, det har været sjovt at være her.
Over at the halfpipe, and Team Extreme are about to begin their show, but this time they've got a new member, 15-year-old inliner Richard.
Yeah, today's my first show for Team Extreme here at Alton Towers, which I'm a bit nervous about. I hope I do all my tricks, but I'll be right. I haven't really had a chance to warm up on the ramp.
We got some new blood in the team. We got a 15-year-old inliner called Richard, the new addition to Team Extreme. So if you want to check it out, all you young kids looking for some inspiration, then come over and check out our new blood. Richard, only 15 years old.
Things are going well until Richard attempts a 540.
I was coming down to landing because it's a narrower ramp to what I'm used to. I ran out of ramp a bit, so I had to bail. Yeah, I felt a little bit annoyed because that's a trick I don't fall over on. Or not usually anyway.
But he's straight back on his feet and continues to wow the crowd. Richard's got a stack of tricks up his sleeve, but there's one move he's yet to pull off when he's practiced on this ramp.
My best trick's the 900, which is 2.5 rotations. So you go forwards and land forwards. And but I don't like doing that on some ramps because it's a bit scary.
I can remember the fear that went through my body when I first stood on a ramp. And any time I ever learned anything new, my theory would be to watch it, see how it was done, and then just attempt it straight away. Don't think about it too much, because when you start thinking about it, you're on the top of a 12-foot high ramp. That's when the nerves set in.
He's done it, and he's over the moon.
So now I'm on Team Extreme. It should be hopefully the start of a long time skating, and as I get paid for it, I'll be able to hopefully afford to go to bigger competitions in different countries so I can get further in the contests sort of world.
Next time on Park Life, Team Extreme compere Jamie gets drafted into the hotel show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the magical Alton Towers Hotel.
The search is on for a new webmaster.
No, I've only got 3 weeks left as a webmaster. Then I'm heading back to Australia.
And the park staff party, school disco style.
What is this bell? Good night!
Park Life, presenter Jamie is forced to take on extra duties.
I was under the impression that we'd have some sort of discussion, but the other day out of the blue it was like, yeah, we're going to start rehearsals on Wednesday.
The search is on for a new webmaster.
I'm actually trying to locate a male principal skater.
And Mel starts pushing her luck.
If she doesn't contact us within that period, then unfortunately we're going to have no option but to actually sort of terminate her contract.
The ice show has been up and running now for some time, and it's been getting a terrific reception.
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's
fantastic
wonderful
show.
show.
Breathtaking choreography and lights.
I like the way they acted it out. It was as professional as some of the London shows.
I thought the best bit was where he suspended on the sword, which was fantastic.
But behind the scenes, there's turmoil. The lead character of the show is the webmaster, but Australian Matt Birth, who plays him, has announced he's leaving.
No, I've only got 3 weeks left as a webmaster. Then I'm heading back to Australia. Having a bit of problems with my back here, with the illusion that wasn't really anticipating when we started work here. It's been fun. Like, I love the show and the cast, and it's a really good show to work on. But just for my own health, it's better off that I leave the show now.
Matt's leaving has left show producer Ben with a bit of a problem.
Because we have to fill that position in about 3 weeks. So we have to recruit someone who is the right look, the right size, the right weight for the illusion. It's got the right performance skills, and obviously find someone that isn't currently working, because we're mid-season, and only want to do a short season till the end of October. So all the odds are stacked against us.
Meanwhile, over at the skateboard ramp, Jamie is hard at work. He's been employed by the park as a compere.
Working with Team Extreme at the moment, up on the vert ramp, just emceeing for them while they're doing their extreme show, skating, skateboarding and BMXing. It's all pretty wicked. Just straining my voice, trying to get the crowd going. It's like getting a really sore throat.
Jamie was employed to host and be presenter for Team Extreme. They sort of come as a self-contained show, but what we need is somebody to warm up the crowd and whip them into a frenzy.
1, 2, 3! We do 5 shows a day. So I go out like about 5-10 minutes before, announce that we're about to do a show, get them come over, give away a few free prizes, get them a bit whooped up, so when the guys go on they're feeling a bit good about themselves, get themselves a bit pumped up, and they can pull out some nice tricks. The louder you lot are, the higher they go, the louder you are, the more they flip, the better the tricks get. When like, the crowd are behind them, it does show they can really go for it.
I think he's fitted in really well actually, because he's got the right look as well. He's a sort of skater-looking sort of lad as well, and he works really hard. I think he's doing a really good job for us.
2, 3! I want to be an actor, and it's like, I don't want to be an actor who's rich, super famous and everything. I want to be an actor who's respected for what he does. I want people to be able to watch my show and understand where I'm coming from, understand my points of view, and actually have people feel moved. I don't want the millions and whatever. A lot of money would be nice, but I don't want to have to be running down the street and being chased by paparazzi and stuff. But yeah, that's one of my ambitions, just to be an actor and have respect from people for me doing my job.
Move over, Brad Pitt. Meanwhile, over at the hotel, people are gathering. A selection of park managers have been summoned to a training session. Entertainment managers Ben and Jamie have not yet arrived.
We're late again. We're not late. We're on time.
What's happening to them when you do that?
It's a training course. 4 foot high training.
4 foot thinking. How to think like a child shouldn't be difficult for him.
I had to act like one. It shouldn't be difficult for you. Come on, let's go in. We're going to get detention.
Who's on the green team? The sort of things we get them to do are to try and understand exactly what teens want, what younger kids want, how they interact with each other. So it's about a little bit of role playing, a little bit about pretending to be a child. How do they actually feel? How do they think? What's it like to be 6? The first thing we're going to do is play a game.
They're all soon behaving like children, and Jamie's enjoying himself. But Ben's already had enough.
It's time to go home.
Meanwhile, Ben Bars is playing with the big boys' toys. He works in the park's technical services department, but at night he's a DJ. He's in charge of organising the social club's forthcoming party.
Well, we set up a social club. It's now called the Club 2000, and we sort of split it into 4 areas. And it's always been a well-known fact that
I've been a DJ, so I decided I'd take on board the DJing side, and I organise a few parties. And the one thing I always try and do is keep them fresh. You know, we've done fancy dress parties, we've done traffic light parties, we've done everything. And I was trying to think of some new ideas that we could try this year. And then we suddenly came up with this school reunion, and I thought, well, yeah, if I can design a poster that gets people going, then that might be a really good theme. Now, out of 500 people, not everyone's going to want to dress up, but a lot of people do take it seriously. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to be the headmaster with a long cane or not, so that's something I'm toying with. So it might happen, it might not.
Back at the iShow, and there's speculation about who's going to be taking the lead role of webmaster.
So we just found out that Matt's going to be going in a couple of weeks' time, so it's a bit strange feeling. So him going is going to throw a bit of a spanner in the works.
We've not really been told like who's coming in now and what's getting sorted out. Everybody's still a bit stagnant on that. Nothing's definite yet, but Matt is leaving, obviously.
We're just waiting to see what turns up in the next couple of months, whether we manage to get another boy in to take on the part, or whether one of us will be promoted and take the role ourselves.
At the end of the day, we're going to be short of one skater, and we can't run with one skater down.
A South African chap has got in touch with us. He looks excellent. He's in fact perfect. He's the right height, the right weight, the right look. He's got the right skating ability. He's at the right skating ability, and he's very experienced. However, we've tried to call him back and are not able to get in contact with him. So it's quite frustrating at the moment.
If the role does go to somebody already in the cast, there are a few keen candidates.
It's something that I would like to put myself forward for and see where we can go from there.
But yeah, I'd be interested in doing the webmaster if I get chosen to do it. But I just need to wait and find out to see what happens.
I'd like it, but if I don't get it, I'm not bothered. I'm happy with what I'm doing anyway, so. I've only been skating for like 4 years in November, so in the short amount of time that I've done it, I'm really proud that I've got where I am now.
Back at the training session, and everyone has been asked to throw themselves into a bit of role play.
I am a single mother with a 2-year-old son, so it's very easy for me with my acting experience. I've got to try and get morning tea. So as a single mum with my 2-year-old son, I've got to come into the hotel and get morning tea or some sort of refreshment. What am I? I'm a 5-year-old girl. It's quite difficult, really. I don't really know what I'm doing. Well, I'm a 5-year-old girl. That's not unusual for you, is it? This is really difficult. It's going very well.
Jamie seems a little lost. Perhaps he should ask a grown-up for some help.
I'm a 5-year-old girl.
Oh, are you?
Yes. And I'm a bit lost.
You're a bit lost.
Mel's also a bit lost at the moment. Her job as a park host hasn't been going too well.
I'm having a lot of trouble at work recently. It's just, I don't know what it is, it's just, I don't think I fit in. I just get in trouble all the time. Nothing I do is right. It's like you can't trust anybody. You're always watching your back because you're just going to get stabbed in it. It's like being at war at work. It really is. Sometimes, in the morning, if I'm ill, like I've been ill this weekend, so I've not gone in this weekend, I've not rung in. But I was really sick. I asked my boyfriend to ring in for me. I think he did. I hope he did. I'll be in trouble if he didn't. It's just, I don't know, I hate going in. I don't work up at the hotel at night, so I didn't know how to tell my manager. Then Mitch found out, wasn't too impressed with me. He says, give me an ultimatum. It was either park or hotel. I know I'll be in trouble tomorrow. And that's why I don't want to go in tomorrow. I'm dreading it.
If Mel doesn't go in, she'll miss all the fun. But when you work at the park, there's no time to enjoy yourself, as Jamie is finding out. His boss, Jamie Greaves, has told him he'll have to take on an extra role.
The show that we do in the hotel currently, the teenage show, it's supposed to be trendy and fun and interactive, rather like a sort of Saturday morning kids TV show. At the moment, the singers actually present that themselves, but what we thought would be good is to get Jamie, our Team Extreme boy, to go in there and sort of act as a frontman.
They mentioned it on my audition. They kind of mentioned it, and I was like, right, okay, I mentioned it. And then I was under the impression that we'd have some sort of discussion, but the other day out of the blue, it was like, yeah, I'm going to start rehearsals on Wednesday. It's like, oh, okay. But, I mean, I'm a bit concerned about doing it. It's not so much I don't want to do it, I'm a bit concerned about my voice, because, I mean, I work here every single day, and then I'll be up there every single night, apart from Monday nights when the band have a night off, so I'm a bit worried about how I'm going to cope, sort of exhaustion-wise. I'm getting quite tired already.
Yeah, we are asking a lot of him, I guess, because he'll be doing like 5 Team Extreme shows throughout the day, and then the hotel show runs from 8 till 9 every day as well. But he's getting paid well.
Skater who seemed ideal has not got in touch.
We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for him to call, but unfortunately it doesn't look as if he's going to call, and we're at a point now where we're going to be forced to make a decision.
So now Ben's phone is suffering a meltdown.
Hello there, is that whole ice arena? Is that Deeside Leisure Centre? I'm actually trying to locate a male principal skater. Hello there, is that Sutton Leisure Centre, please? Is that Bradford Ice Rink? Oh, that's disappointing. Alright then. Hi, is that Sheldon Ice Rink? Oh, sorry, wrong number. Thanks, bye.
Fortunately, if they can't find someone new in time, there's a plan.
Yeah, do you know how much it's for?
It's time for Jamie to begin rehearsals for his new role as presenter for the Teen Hotel show. But it's not a good start. He's already in trouble for being late.
Now, where were you this morning?
This morning?
Yeah.
I was there, but I wasn't.
You weren't there?
I know, it wasn't as if we set off late, we set off early with loads of time, it was just mad. Traffic was just jammed and really bad.
But down to business. Jamie will be introducing the songster, a job that the singers have always taken care of.
It's a bit of a change for us all. We've all got to get used to like, sort of not talking, and he's going to be taking over. But then again, we don't want to say nothing because then we'll just look like lemmings doing nothing and just singing. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky situation.
The thing I'm worried about is like if we don't say hardly anything, losing the connection with the audience.
No. I mean, yeah, as soon as I got the show down in my head, it'd be quite easy to interact.
I think it's more professional if we actually have a presenter running the whole show for us, because I think it takes some pressure off us as well. A lot of the time we're putting so much effort into the singing.
Applause. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our marvellous DV8. That was Everybody by Hearsay. That's enough of that. Now it's time to meet our wonderful singers.
Cheers.
Today is like the real first kind of day at the hotel, and at the moment it's just rushed. That's what I make of it so far. It's got to take a little bit of time. So my brain isn't that active at the moment. I'm quite tired.
For Mel, sadly it looks like her season is going to end early. She hasn't turned up for work for a while, and there's been no contact.
The current situation that we have with Melissa is basically we don't quite know where she is or what she's up to. We had a few issues with Mel regarding sort of absence, not coming into work and working in other places around the park without me knowing, which we were attempting to resolve. Now the normal situation with employment here is that if people don't contact us for 3 days, then we have the option then to self-terminate or terminate their contract, obviously if they've not made contact with us. This has happened with Mal. So what we've done is we've written to her asking her to contact us as soon as possible. If she doesn't contact us, then unfortunately we're going to have no option but to actually sort of terminate her contract. And I think that would be a shame. Mal was probably one of the most eccentric members of staff, and I mean that in a positive way. She was really, really bubbly. She was quite different to just about everybody else. I've certainly never seen anybody play football quite like that, male or female, and perhaps never will again. She was always very, very bubbly. She was brilliant with the guests and absolutely superb with kids and children. What she can't do so much is actually focus on what she may see as the more mundane things, such as getting into work on time, letting people know where she is, what she's doing. All I would say is that she is a brilliant, brilliant person. She's got a great personality.
For the ice skaters, the waiting is over. The management have finally come to a conclusion about who will take the lead role of the webmaster.
Well, we've painstakingly made the decision, and we are extremely pleased to confirm that we are going to promote John Wishart into the role of the webmaster. John is very, very talented, and he's worked with us for a number of years now, on and off. And he's a very, very good team member, very reliable, works hard. He's got sort of a personality that we need to manage at times, but that's a good thing. We employ people for their egos, so that's good. And in line with that, that also means that we need to promote someone as understudy, which we've decided that we're going to promote Matthew Jackson into the role of understudy. So it's worked out very well.
Meanwhile, DJ Ben Vaz is arriving at the nightclub.
This is the place, as you can see. It's now 9:15. I've got about 15 minutes to talk to the other staff and set up, and then it's all systems go. How are you, Craig? I'm alright, Ben. How are you? Not too bad. The sort of music that's played tonight is we don't have anything too hardcore, so it's a general range of sort of dance, party, sort of R&B. It's basically anything they want to hear. When you know all the crowd at Alton Towers, like we're going to do tonight, it's a lot more difficult because they know me. They know for a fact that tomorrow they're going to be able to say, oh, I didn't think much of that track. And because obviously people know me, I don't want to walk into the staff canteen tomorrow and people say, oh, what happened there at 11 o'clock, like, you know. So me and Craig have basically got to make sure that, you know, we are giving them what we want.
While DJ Ben prepares for the party, there's one already starting at the hotel. It's showtime, and there's a good crowd gathering.
Right, first night, pretty nervous, not so much about going out in front of people. I'm kind of used to being in front of people. It's a hard show to rehearse, sort of thing. It's not like a normal show, so it's a bit unusual. And we haven't had much time to rehearse because I'm in the park all day doing Team Extreme. And come up here and do this, but I'm looking forward to it. It's good guys to work with and stuff, so it should be fun. I'm just going to try and enjoy myself here. Wish me luck.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the magical Alton Towers Hotel. My name's Jamie, and I'll be your host for the next hour. We've got a great show round up here this evening, so around the floor, can you please put your hands together and make them feel welcome for your singers, DVH. Sometimes late at night, I lie awake and watch you sleeping.
Jamie seems to be getting along just fine, and the singers are also happy. It's been a good season.
It's gone really good. I mean, at the beginning it was a lot of hard work, but it's really coming together now. I think everybody's really enjoying themselves, you know, and I think we're getting a lot more confident with the shows now, so they're getting better quality.
But it's already time to think of the future.
We recently had a talent scout come into the hotel, and he seems pretty interested in, you know, our future and maybe doing something with us. So we'll see how that goes. I'm trying not to get too excited about it at the moment because sometimes, you know, things don't pan out, but we'll see.
As far as future career goes, I really, really do not mind what I do. As long as I'm performing, that's all I want. If it be in pop, in theatre, acting, plays, anything. As long as I'm being an exhibitionist, what I like doing, then that'll be good. And getting paid for it.
It seems like everyone Everyone's come to the show tonight. Character actors Michael and Richard, and even Pirate Bill's putting in an appearance. Show manager Jamie is also in. He's here to scrutinise his new presenter's performance.
Well, I watched the show for the first time tonight with Jamie in there as the presenter. I think having seen it, as I say, for the first time, it does still need a little bit of work, but it's something that's not going to come easily, and he's not going to be able to do it like that overnight. But he's doing a good job.
Yeah, it went alright. Enjoyed myself. It's managed to relax into it. I was a bit nervous kind of to begin with, going down the stairs. It's always like seems miles away. But no, otherwise I enjoyed myself. It's a good show. I mean, nice people to work with. It's fun working on stage with Mark, Matt, Jill and Charlie. They're all good people and stuff, so I really enjoyed myself working up in the hotel.
After the show, Charlie's looking forward to relaxing.
We're all going to go out tonight and let our hair down, celebrate a little bit to the place. I think we're going to get dressed up a bit as well. You know, we can't go out without getting dressed up. That's going to be the fun bit. So I can't wait to do that. I think I'm going to go as a cheerleader.
The party is in full swing.
Confidence is a preference.
500 of the park staff have turned out determined to have a good time.
Who's that?
They spend all day watching the public enjoying themselves. Now it's their turn.